guys, so I didn't really want to do an intro, but here I am. I am just bringing you two crafts today. One is an exploding, I think it's called an exploding photo box, but it's something that I made last year and I didn't have time to post and I thought it would be too late. So I have that footage now. The second project is actually just some envelopes. I saw these last year and again, I never got around to making them, so I made them this year. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, please hit that subscribe button and like this video. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate all of you. Have a great day. Alright, so for project number one, I am using a 12-inch black piece of scrap paper from Michaels, scrapbooking paper. My goodness gracious. I am using a 12-inch scrapbook paper from Michaels. I'm using my ruler to mark off the 4 and 8-inch marks, and I am going to trim off a tiny bit off of the end because these papers are slightly larger than 12 inches. And I also learned the hard way. This is my second attempt, but I used a pencil to mark these off, and instead of using a pencil, just use a pencil to make dots so you know where the 4 and 8-inch mark are at, but then only use a scoring pen to score the lines. Don't draw a line across your paper, especially if you're using a darker piece of paper, because then when you go to fold it, all you see is these large lines across your paper, and it's a bummer. So anyway, so here I am measuring and using my scoring pen to just go across and make a line. If you don't have a scoring pen, you don't really need one. I've used a butter knife, and the butter knives work just as well. Like, I've used butter knives for card making and such, and it's perfect. So next I am just folding at the line. And what the scoring does is it just makes the fold a lot easier to fold. It's also making your line very crisp. And that's what you want for this project. So next I folded in each corner towards the center. I'm just cutting off that corner at the line. Next, I pinch the corner piece and bend it inward toward the center of the square. And then again, I'm using my scissors to just make a very crisp crease. And here you can see that it is forming a box. I originally had this gift box that I had lying around and it just did not work. So now I am going back, and I'm going to use that paper that I discarded in the beginning, and I'm just folding along the scoring lines that I made. But this time, because it is not the main piece, I can actually use this piece and it won't show those pencil markings I told you about. So now I'm just cutting out the corners, and that is my first layer. So here I am just going down 1/2 inch so that it is slightly shorter than the main piece. And then I'm just cutting off those edges. I'm going to repeat this with one more, except this time I'm going to trim it down 1 inch rather than 1/2 inch. And see, now you can see how they're going to fit together. And I didn't show you this part, but I took another color cardstock and I just cut slightly smaller than each of the boxes. So I think I only went like 1/4 of an inch shorter so that each colored box fits perfectly into the black box. And then I also cut one for the center. And now we have our basic layout here, and we're ready for our photos. So here I have all of my printed photos, and I'm using Post-its to trim the photos to the size. And I love this hack because I actually learned this from whoever I got that photo idea or this photo box tutorial from, because it was just an awesome hack. So using just a standard size Post-it note and then trimming it down to each box. So if you have different size boxes or you want the photos a little different, you can always use a Post-it as your guide and then just place it on top of, for instance, in my case, the blue paper, and then I would just mark it off where I want my photo to be. But I did include the sizes on each of the Post-its, so I will also write those in the description box below. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. It's early and I've only had a half a cup of coffee. Next, I'm just using this scrapbooking glue to glue my photos in place. And again, I don't know where the footage is from this. Like I said, I did this a year ago. So, yeah. I don't know where the footage is of me making the lid, but you can always look up another tutorial on YouTube. And for project number 2, like I said, I wanted to make a little envelope type of thing for my kids' goodies, because we don't do a whole lot for Valentine's Day because it's Valentine's Day, but I do like to put a couple little goodies together, so the kids are super excited about that. We've been talking about how we're going to make cookies and just all kinds of stuff, so I am making these little envelopes to hang on the back of their chairs. So I'm cutting down the pieces of felt to perfect squares. I actually did use the main piece to measure how large the square was going to be. And then I'm just hot gluing the piece to the main rectangle. And then I will repeat with the second color. My daughter caught me making this, by the way, and she's already talking about how excited she is and how she doesn't even know what it's for, but she was super excited just that I'm making her something. And so I'm super excited to give it to her now. So like you see here, I just put the next piece, the next main rectangle over the top of the two pieces that'll be in the inside, and then I'm going to fold over the remaining two triangles, just like this. See, so now it's starting to look like an envelope, and I am now getting into this little button stash that I have to try to find a really cute button. So originally I was just going to fasten this with a button, but then I was going to have to make a buttonhole, so I really wasn't sure. And then I remembered that I have this awesome snap fastener tool that I got a long time ago when my babies were infants, and basically when things didn't fit properly, I just added a snap and was able to kind of adjust their clothing, and this tool is magical. So I will link this tool in the description box below. It's so easy to use. I got it off of Amazon and it's really awesome. So I'm just adding a snap to both ends, and then I'm going to hot glue the button over the snap so it still looks like it has a cute button. Now I am just hot gluing the back ends because they kind of form these two little pockets. But then don't do it all right away, because then my original idea was to make it kind of look like a backpack, and then I hot glued it and it was stuck. Like I was kind of bummed out. So I was trying to I got the top open, but the bottom had already dried and it was done. It was already done. So, oh well. So instead I decided to make two loops rather than it look more like a backpack type of hanger. I made two loops out of this really cute lace from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just using the fasteners again, and I'm just going to make a snap fastener for these as well. And then I can I figure if it's this way, it's actually more convenient this way, because I can actually make it so that we can not just fasten it onto the back of the chair, but if they wanted to fasten it, say, like my little boy still has a crib. So, well, it's a toddler bed, but it still has like the crib railing around it. So if they wanted to hang it on there, they could, or if they want to hang it somewhere else, they can always unfasten it and then fasten it around any pole or whatever. So it works out. Don't you love it when things just work out? And now I'm just gluing that edge piece shut. And because I still felt like it needed a little something, I decided I was going to use some white yarn that I had in my stash, and I'm just going to make a large sewn border so that it just adds a little embellishment to it, and it looks a lot cuter that way. I love it when it looks like it's sewn. And I did originally start making the stitches very small, and I didn't really like the ratio between the small stitches and this very large envelope, so then I go all the way down, but I ended up changing it and taking out all of the yarn and then making the stitches about a half an inch long so that it would look a little more cohesive. And that's all there is to it. This was a really simple project, and I think my kids will really enjoy Valentine's Day when they get to open up their cute little envelopes. This first one didn't take me very long to do, and I was kind of winging it and trying to learn how to make it because I didn't really have a guide or anything, so I was just kind of just trying to figure it out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a very nice thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe and notification bell. That also helps me out. Special shout out to Sharon Rudy and Bonita Lawrence Guy. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.